sure you get you doing that on the camera. I just think it really adds to the effect. And I'd like to subtly roast you for it.
For this?
Yeah.
Why?
Just look at you. And the one time we go to CrossFit, you do this. What flavor is that?
The best flavor in the world.
If it's vanilla, I'm leaving because you're a killer. Is
Cinnamon
it?
roll.
Oh, yeah.
It is best. When we first started with the Sweaty Pursuits, I know that was like one that was so obvious
Yeah.
that we were very excited to try out was CrossFit, because I think sometimes people will lump movement strength into being a CrossFit gym, which we're not. We're just a good strength and conditioning gym. CrossFit, I think, is defined by so many people differently. What I would love to hear is how you define CrossFit. Like if you and even like your friends, you know what I mean? Like when people just hear CrossFit, what do they think of?
Yeah. Because you're the expert in CrossFit out of the two of us, I will give you my definition off the top of my head, which I would say CrossFit is a type of strength and aerobic capacity conditioning that is made up of timed, explosive movements in regimented sets. Whether that's, and they use all these fancy words like EMOM, WOD.
Yeah.
Wood.
Do you know what that stands for?
No, workout of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Good job.
There we go. What is EMOM? Workout of the day. AMRAP. As many reps as possible. What else is a CrossFit term?
I don't even know.
Kipping.
Oh yeah, sure.
Kipping's a big CrossFit thing. So I think when people think of CrossFit, they think really intense, clicky, heavy metal, big open gym with these bars and tattooed people who are just jacked with their shirts off.
Wolf. Named Wolf.
Yeah, named Wolf. So when we first decided to do this podcast, we talked about some of the things that I'd be more inclined towards and some of the things you'd be more inclined towards. So I wanted to get pushed out of my comfort zone and get yelled at CrossFit. Nobody yelled at me today.
No one yelled at you. I'm sorry.
Which I think was fair enough. They weren't going to do that the first time.
Yeah.
Unless you asked.
Yeah.
And so you failed me. And you didn't tell Jeff to yell at me.
I don't think Jeff would yell at you even if we asked him to.
I said as we walked in, I hoped that there was some 6'7" just yoked guy who
He's
was
pretty
gonna
tall.
be really scary.
He's not 6'7", but
I know.
He's pretty tall to me.
I wanted to be really scared.
I feel like you were a little nervous.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, not too much.
I was.
Okay.
Sorry, what's your definition of CrossFit?
And I'm not an expert.
I know, but relative.
Sure. So I think the definition is high intensity interval training done at broad time zones, mixed modal.
Wow.
Blah, blah. Yeah, there's like
You're not the expert.
There's like a legit CrossFit definition.
I
feel like I'm close. High intensity interval training done at broad or if you just search CrossFit definition.
A high-intensity fitness program incorporating elements from several sports and types of exercise. And then the quote under it is, I thought I was strong until I tried CrossFit.
Yeah, no. See, that's not the definition I'm looking for.
CrossFit is a strength and conditioning workout that is made up of functional movement performed at high-intensity level. CrossFit is similar to Orange Theory in that there is standard workout of the day that all members complete on the same day.
Sure. So even that,
What is Orange Theory? Sorry.
We do have an Orange Theory in London.
But what is it?
I don't even really know. I think it's just like HIIT style workouts.
Okay.
Okay, well, if I find the definition I'm looking for that was like actually given by CrossFit, they talk about something with mixed modal, broad time domains, blah, 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 blah. And I don't see it here, so it doesn't matter.
How does Rogue get involved here? Why is Rogue involved with everything to do with CrossFit? I swear. So this, I think, should stay in. But I bought a Rogue sweater at Value Village. It's the most comfortable thing I have.
Really?
You've seen me in it.
Have I?
Yeah, I remember I was like, Rouge. Anyway. It was such a meme today because we walk in and all the guys were wearing something Rogue.
Yeah.
Labeled.
So you're wondering how
Jeff had a Rogue mask on.
Yeah, he did.
So where does Rogue come into the picture?
Okay, so I don't want to go down too deep down this rabbit hole. However, with CrossFit was a style of training that Greg Glassman, who was the founder of CrossFit, who is no longer affiliated with CrossFit because some shit went down.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can talk about that offline. But anyways, he founded this whole idea of, you know, these high intensity interval trainings where they combine things like gymnastics, mobility work, I'm really good, aerobic type work, and then weightlifting, right? So like if you think of aerobic conditioning, gymnastics, Olympic weightlifting, and that's kind of all put in there for time. And when it first started off, it was more just like these short duration workouts where, you know, there wasn't necessarily big strength components first. It was very much these WODs, or these workouts of the day.
Nice. And
these workouts of the day might be something similar to what we did today, which we'll talk about shortly. It could be this, you know, something called Fran, which is 21, 15, 9 repetitions of barbell thrusters. So imagine doing a front squat, standing up, then pressing that bar overhead, doing 21 of those, then 21 chin-ups, 15, 15, 9, 9. So something like that would take elite CrossFitters, you know, 3 minutes less. So like those were like some classic style CrossFit workouts. Then for people to like test their fitness, they came up with this whole concept of the CrossFit Games. So both of them are similar. I feel like nowadays things are starting to be a little bit different, and I haven't really kept up with CrossFit over the past 2-3 years, and I know some crazy stuff's going on, but back then anyways, they had this test of fitness that they tried to find the fittest on earth, which is fittest as they define it in CrossFit.
Yeah.
And one of the initial or original people to, I think she won the CrossFit Games, was one of the founders of Rogue.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. So it's an apparel brand that's affiliated loosely with CrossFit.
Yes. So people are gonna kill me for this, but because I might be butchering it, but like the guy who started Rogue married this individual who did really, really well at CrossFit. She might have won one of the CrossFit Games like early on. Yeah. But yeah, now Rogue is just like, they're everywhere, not just in CrossFit, but very big in weightlifting. They're a part of like the Arnold Classic now. So they're not just apparel. They're very much like, you know, actual equipment and like high quality American made stuff like that. Classic. So that's CrossFit. Yeah. And like
you could geek out on this.
I could geek out pretty hard on the exit, and we'll do that.
But we won't go too far down the rabbit
we'll do that a little bit later on.
Okay.
But we did try CrossFit Full Send here in London, Ontario. They're located south on Warncliffe, and you can't miss it. Right outside, you just see this massive CrossFit logo, so you know you're going somewhere where the CrossFit is going to be done. And, you know, I've been to quite a few CrossFit gyms in my day, and as soon as we walked in the door, it very much felt like home, in the sense of like, this is exactly what I would expect a CrossFit gym to feel like. But actually, I'll take that back, because typical CrossFit gyms usually aren't that nice. They're a bit more like grungy.
Yeah.
This was really nice.
It was really nice. It was a really clean facility.
Super clean.
They had some great, it was super cool. I don't even know how to describe it. It was almost like spraying.
Oh, yeah.
Bottle thing. I'm
imagine
totally
like a garden when you're spraying pesticide.
Yeah, that's what it was. And they were spraying down all the equipment. Nice with the door open. Beautiful natural light in that facility too. The sun was setting. It was really lovely. Yeah. Big whiteboard, of course, to have everybody's times and weights and the workout of the day on it and everything. So
it was cool too, because right when you walk in, I'm always a big fan of gyms like this where like you can see out into the gym. So like you walk in, there's cupboards and stuff, but like you can see Jeff was coaching class. You see a bunch of other people out there sweating on the floor. So it's like, it was inviting, but there was still that little barrier where it's like, all right, I'm not going to get smoked by a barbell. But yeah, super nice, big, comfy couch. We were sitting on that bad boy. That thing was comfortable.
We were ready to stay there for the whole day.
There was an 80-pound kettlebell.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Just chilling on the floor there.
It just asking Jess to lift it.
Just a little.
Yeah. So Jess was just doing some curls while we waited.
Something easy, you know.
Yeah.
It was a warm up.
And then, you know, our class was at 6:30, 5:30.
5:30. Yeah.
Class was at 5:30. 5:30 hits. Jeff calls us all out to the floor.
Some people are there for community, social interaction, and some people are there just to get in, get out, get it done, have some accountability there. I think that's a big draw for CrossFit as well, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're primarily doing it in a group setting because it's the workout of the day. So that element of community and that element of almost competition too, of being able to put up your times and stuff, is really encouraging, really intimidating at first.
Yeah.
For anybody who hasn't done any kind of Olympic lifts and stuff like that, it's intense, but I can see why people get hooked really easily.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So class starts just like how most CrossFit classes would start, which is debriefing the WOD, right? The workout of the day. And immediately the big thing that I noticed and I really enjoyed, and I think this can, for some individuals, they might look at what the workout was and be like, oh, like that's it for today? Like, oh, I thought, where's like the 40-minute sweat, or where's my 40-minute strength piece? Where it's like, you don't need all that.
No.
In a well-programmed program, you don't need to be doing 40 strength movements every single day based off of, what your goals are. But yeah, Jeff kind of walked us through what the warm-up was. It was a nice little 6-minute AMRAP.
I liked the warm-up a lot.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a good time, and it was less a bunch of movements that you just lightly do. And because we were squatting today, I felt like being able to do those movements, those 3 movements, really got me warmed up, as opposed to just rushing through 5 or 8 things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, once again, you can tell it was a good program based off of the warm up. It consisted of, what was it? It was, I'm drawing a blank.
Called? Yeah.
Oh, Cossack squats.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a podcast without
without me hitting the mic.
Cossack squats, and then Kang squats, and then single unders. And those were all movements that we saw. Well, for the most part, those were all movements that we saw later on in the workout, right? So it's really priming you to do those movements correctly, which is great.
And Jeff really focused on what you were looking for, things not to do, common mistakes. So kind of calling those things out before he had to single anybody out. But then I noticed that he was going around and just encouraging people, letting them know how they could improve, giving them little notes in an inclusive way that didn't make anybody feel like they were being singled out. Yeah. Which I think is also a benefit of CrossFit, because you have somebody who's watching those movements and making sure that you are safe. Because my fear with CrossFit is injury, because I've been injured doing CrossFit before, just because of the high volume, high intensity. If you don't ease yourself into that stuff, you're walking yourself into an injury.
And that's, once again, that's one of the things I really appreciated about Jeff and CrossFit Full Sense programming was, I've been to a lot of CrossFit gyms where they'll have the workout and they'll say the workout and like, okay, this is what we're doing today. They warm you up, they tell you maybe how to do the movements, but then that's it. Jeff not only told us how, we should be squatting, but more importantly, he actually strategized what the 15-minute, so we did like a 5 rep max back squat, which he was saying, he's like, don't worry too much about the max, just build to a heavy 5, and gave us strategy. Like the first 5 minutes should be really light. The next 5 minutes should be a medium weight. The last 5 minutes are going to be pretty heavy. The workout, or the WOD, was, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but this is for a reason. The WOD was, you need to squat 50, like you have to do 50 back squats, but at the very start, when the clock just begins, you need to do 15 kettlebell swings and 30 double unders. And then you go into your squats. And every 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you need to stop squatting and you go back and you do your 15 kettlebell swings and 30 double unders. So the reason I say this is, even when he was talking about the strength portion, which was back squats, he was saying, during the last 2 minutes or so of your 15-minute warm-up, I want you guys to put the weight on the bar that you plan to use for your workout so you can kind of understand what that's going to feel like. So like I really appreciate that, because he's actually coaching and he's giving you strategy, and that alone is going to be speaking to different individuals. So, Jess maybe doesn't need to put 200 pounds on the bar. If she wants to hit a certain stimulus that he's talking about, maybe Jess just needs 95. So by talking about strategy, it was going to allow individuals of different calibers to still have the same stimulus and feel from that workout.
Yeah, set themselves up for success.
Yes.
Which I definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
So I also appreciated that Jeff talked about the week. You could tell they have a strong community, because he was saying, we've cooked our legs this week. I was thinking, you and I, what's our excuse? More importantly, what's my excuse?
Yeah.
But for the rest of it, he said, tomorrow's a relaxed day. See you tomorrow, all that. And that's just so nice to see that people are involved. People, even though they don't do individual design like we do, there is an element of a planned week that you have, and that maybe leg day, squat day is typically Wednesdays. So, if you're missing, you need to incorporate something like that into your life. I also thought it was cool. There was a gentleman there who was across from me, and he was talking about going away to Kingston for the weekend.
Wu-Tang socks, right?
Yeah, Wu-Tang socks. Shout out to you, Wu-Tang socks. And he said he's going to Kingston for the weekend and needs to find a CrossFit gym there. He's like, any vacation's not complete without CrossFit. So it's cool to see how it really truly becomes a part of people's lifestyles. And like you always say, however you move, Absolutely. So I like to see that. It was also a mix of males and females, and a mix of like experience and levels. So that's nice too, because I think the rep that CrossFit gets is that it's all these super jacked people who are just unbelievably strong and unbelievably fit, and everybody starts somewhere. And not everybody wants to get to that crazy level either. Some people want to take a slow burn in or not go nuts every time.
Yep. No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I said it once and I'll say it again, just because I'm not to say I'm surprised. I really, really enjoyed my experience there.
You were so looking forward to this too.
I was, because I don't know, maybe this is probably the one that I would have had the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Not to say I would have been most judgmental, because that's not true. It's more so because this is my background and something I was really passionate about for so many years. I would have high expectations. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. And it really did meet my expectations. The way the programming was, to your point, I think CrossFit gets this bad rap, and this is old school CrossFit, where it's you're going to go in, you're going to do 40 clean and jerks followed by 80 snatches with the barbell. Oh, you haven't snatched before? It doesn't matter. You're going to do it anyways. I think that's the mentality of CrossFit. And, I haven't been to a lot of gyms like that. I've seen a few, but for a very long time, I think good CrossFit gyms, especially the pandemic, I can promise you, have weeded out a lot of those gyms that are the old school mentality. People who have made it through the past year and a half, 2 years of hell, they're all going to be your cream of the crop. They know what they're doing. Yeah. Their community clearly loves them if they've been supporting them over the past year and a half. And that was the case here. Very good program. I love how he, was breaking down the squat, even though everyone there has probably squatted before. I love how he gave out strategy and said, 185 is the goal for males, 135 is the goal for females, but here's the range. Mm-hmm. Here's a range of weight that you can use. This is the stimulus I want you to feel.
Yeah, use those big muscles.
Exactly. He's I don't want you to go light and blast through this in 4 minutes. That's not the intention of this workout. This workout should take you heavy. Around 6 to 10 minutes, and it should feel heavy, like a struggle. So, I really, really appreciated that, because that's what a lot of CrossFit gyms don't do. Yeah,
you killed it, by the way. I wasn't going to pump your tires there.
I was waiting for you to pump my tires.
The tire pump was that I had to keep going after you were done. Yeah. But so like Isaac said, the workout was you had to get to 50 total back squats with a prescribed weight, and every 2 minutes and 30 seconds the clock went and you had to stop and do 15 Russian kettlebell swings and 30 double unders.
Or 60 single
Or 60 single unders. Question for you, because I was wondering about this during the workout. So Russian kettlebell swings versus American kettlebell swings, because he was talking about them.
Yeah.
But he was saying do Russian, but bring your arms up to here.
Yeah, so he was saying, once again,
And sorry, described video. Bring your arms up to here. I'm talking arms above your head.
Yeah.
Which is typically considered an American kettlebell swing.
Yeah, look at you.
Why are we, especially after the Cold War, I'm just curious how we landed on these.
Well, this is the thing.
Labels.
So there's always like a running joke. You have Russian kettlebell swings, you have American kettlebell swings, you have Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah.
There's German hangs.
Yeah.
There's so many things, so many of these different things. But so once again, another thing he said that I loved is he's like, hey, we usually don't recommend going overhead with kettlebell. We prefer Russian kettlebell swing. But for today, if you guys want to go a little bit higher than Russian, you can.
Okay.
If you feel comfortable, you can go the full, like all the way overhead American style.
Yeah.
We do not love just American style, just as they don't love American.
Why?
It's not necessary.
Why?
So Will's big reason, and like, oh man, Will's just a I quote Will at least once a podcast.
It's good.
So the main thing that kettlebells is targeting is your glutes, right?
Yeah.
The big muscle. So if you're truly firing your glutes, you do not need to bring it over your head,
Higher than that,
right?
Yeah.
So would I rather you, if I'm trying to target your glutes, do a 35-pound kettlebell all the way overhead, or do a 53-pound kettlebell to your eye level or the Russian way? I would much rather you go heavier and go less high.
Yeah, because that was interesting, because the prescribed weight that they had when I first started with Russian, I was like, okay, this is the easy part of this workout, and took it to the American for the workout. But I had not done American kettlebell swings since being at a different CrossFit gym, because we don't program them, and now I know why.
Yeah. The other reason too is if you think about it, right? So right now I'm putting my hands overhead for those of you who are listening. A lot of people don't have the mobility. So in order for them to get the kettlebell over their head, they actually have to lean back, and then that puts their back in a compromised position.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just negate that entire issue and just do Russian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So the
Good
reason
question.
I brought all this up was that I was singing your praise, actually, because so we do the 2 minutes, 30 seconds, have to stop. What was your plan of attack there? How many did you do in each, let's call it, set?
Yeah. So I did a post on our Instagram like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Whenever I do any sort of workout where you have to hit a number, or even just a 20-minute AMRAP with blanks, I always I am like a math genius for the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes that I'm doing this workout. So
you couldn't add up the weight that was on my bar, but you can do this.
I'm like Rain Man. During the workout, it's just dialed in.
Yeah.
So I like to do things where I'll go in with like a number of, okay, so in this 90 seconds, my goal is to do 20. And then the way I would do it, I would do, what was it? It would be like 7, 6, 5, 4. I'll start high and I'll work low.
What was your rest?
In
Was
between?
it a feeling? Yeah. Or
No
were
rest.
So
No
what
rest.
do you mean 7, 5?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. There was no rest. Yeah.
Yeah, 7, 5, except it was continuous. So it was 50 in a row.
So I would do 7 reps.
Yeah.
This is a secret. I usually don't share this, but
Yay.
I do 7 reps,
Yeah.
and this is for everything. And then I will pick a spot, and I'll walk to that spot, walk back. And that's my rest. I don't ever look at the clock, because that won't work. So if you ever see me at the gym,
You do look like a little serial killer doing your little walks back and forth.
yeah,
Now
if
I
you ever
get it.
see me at the gym, I might walk around a pillar that's 20 feet away and walk back, and I know, okay, that's my 20-second rest or whatever it may be.
Okay.
So that's how, especially during conditioning, to make sure I'm actually continuously moving, I'll do little walked rests.
So you wanted to get that done in how many rounds? 3?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it
You
took
did
me
it.
6:30. Yeah.
Yeah. That was sick.
The guy beside me, though, I think finished in a minute.
Yeah, it's humbling, hey?
Jeez.
When you were done, I was like, wait, okay, guess I gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, I'll feel it tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So will I.
It was silly of me.
I split them 15, 10, 10, 15.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Both of us are like looking. Why is it that we have to look
We
up
both
when
have
we're
to
doing
look
math?
up.
Yeah.
But it was the third round that I struggled the most with because I knew I still had.
Mm-hmm.
I broke them into 5s within that.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
See, the reason I like to do 6-5 is because it's just like you get one more rep, or you do 7-6-5 or 7-6.
Yeah.
Because like if you can do 5 reps, you can do 6 reps.
Yeah, that's true. The question of the day the other day was, what does your inner voice tell you when you're working out? I want to know what your inner voice tells you.
What was yours?
My inner voice, typically, if I need to talk to myself in a workout, it's in the middle of sets and I'm thinking about cheating myself. And I go, the only person you're cheating is you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
When
good.
I have that moment where I'm like, nobody would know if I just did 10 versus 12, I start to think about, who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Like I try to draw on my deepest points of my character.
Yeah.
And my deepest points of my character is if I go in, I go all in.
Yeah.
So I got to see it through. I can't cheat on my reps.
That's good.
It really wrecks me. Even today, I was thinking about it. It's like, I could be done faster.
See,
Nobody would know.
Yeah, I am the same way.
Yeah.
I can't, like, I usually do 1 or 2 extra if I'm like not certain, because like I don't want there to be a question.
I just can't sleep at night otherwise. I take it really seriously.
You shouldn't be able to sleep at night if you're screwing up reps.
And the other inner voice that I say, if I'm really struggling, if I'm just having a day where I'm not very motivated, is it's not about the days that you want to, it's about the days that you don't, but you show up anyway.
You're just like a walking bumper sticker creator.
I'm a walking Hallmark card. You can
Seriously.
ask anyone about this.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. I'm not for everyone. That's an Eric Jansen
Yeah.
quote.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
Says that about you?
No, he says it about him, and I say the
okay.
same thing about myself.
Yeah.
You know.
That's cute. It depends. If I'm doing strength work, because strength work's usually more technique based. Do you ever?
It's a train.
Oh, it's a train. I'm like, there's a ringing. I don't know where it is.
You're about to pass out.
Yeah. What the heck's going on? If it's a strength workout, I'm so focused on technique. So it'll be like squat, keep your chest up, fast out of the bottom. Like that's what I'm saying to myself. If it's a conditioning workout and it's long, I always just break things up in my mind. So if it's a 5K row, it's like, okay, finish the first 500 meters.
Yeah.
All right, now you only have 4,500 meters left. Let's finish another 700 meters. And then I'll pick weird numbers. So then it actually causes me to do the math while I'm working out.
So you're not thinking.
So I'm not thinking about it.
Okay. So I liked at the end of this workout, I heard a little bit of what I was hoping for, which I'm sure I'd get if I went back. And honestly, Jeff, if you're listening to this, fair enough. I probably wouldn't have been comfortable doing that either.
Could you imagine? Wait, let's talk about this. If you're talking about getting yelled at,
yeah.
Could you imagine that it's your first class?
Yeah.
First off, this is Jeff's business.
I wanted you to tell
then you
him
walk
this
in,
is what you need to do to Jess.
And he just says, "Hey, the person you're here with is a worthless piece of shit who doesn't know what she's doing." Like, do you want someone yelling at you like that?
No, not like that. But I wanted him to be like, I don't want to swear on this, but I want him to be like, like beep beep beep, like beep beep, Jess, you suck. Like,
really?
Go, yeah.
I just don't think he'd be in business very long.
I know, but I just wanted somebody to get really intense at me, which was probably not fair of me to expect, because then I'm leaning into the CrossFit stereotypes that are harmful to the community.
Yeah,
so my apologies to the CrossFit community for wanting that. I realize my mistake now, but in future classes, if I ever return to full send, I would like to be yelled at, like some of the other members who had been there for a long time were getting yelled at the end.
Let's just make sure we're not making Jeff look bad. He wasn't yelling at them.
No. He was encouraging them.
Jeff's going to watch this video. What?
No. Jeff was encouraging them, pushing on buttons he knew to push.
Yeah, like, hey, you went too light.
Yeah.
You should have gone heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used some colorful language too, which I thought was fun.
Yeah.
Jade used to do that with me too. You know the people you can push like that.
Yeah.
You have to have that relationship. And Brooke's been great for that as well with me, where she'll come up and just be like, you can do more than that.
So I'm going to be taking some 6 a.m.s for the next few weeks.
Okay.
Do you want me to, you want, it's going to get intense?
I don't know if you can yell at me, though.
I feel like you might cry.
I would love to. Let's see it happen.
No.
Yeah.
That was a really
Cathartic.
No.
A cathartic cry. Just, I don't think I would.
Wait. When you say I wouldn't yell at you, what do you mean?
You'd be like, go, and then you'd start laughing.
No, I think I could get, but see, the problem would be I'd get real.
You know what? Actually, hi, Luke, if you're listening.
Oh.
Luke should run a boot camp because Luke's military and I respond well to that stuff. That's the only place that I respond well to aggression.
So Luke is coaching next Saturday?
I'm in Nashville.
Oh. Because we're going to do our first, like, true 60-minute class.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday, and we're going to have all the coaches after Run Club join the class.
Oh, this coming Saturday?
No, next Saturday. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to miss out. That's okay.
Whatever.
You'll be in Nashville.
I know. I don't think that Luke would pull that out of the bag in the first return to 60-minute classes either.
But Luke would never like yell or anything.
I can't see.
None of us ever would.
Coaches,
what we would do is honestly it's just coaching.
Yeah.
It's like Jeff gave you a pointer today.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, you go a little bit too deep. Don't worry about going so deep in your back squat.
Yeah, ass to grass, baby.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Jess, you're squatting too low. Bring it up a little bit.
Right? So it's like right there. There's your polite yelling.
I want somebody to come up to me and just tell me that I can do better. That's all.
We got to find a place like that.
I know. I don't think I'd last there.
You definitely wouldn't.
I just want it once in a while.
Okay.
You know?
I tell you what.
Yeah.
We'll do a private class.
Okay.
And I will just it'll be bad.
I think
I'll get you to sign a waiver being like you will not get in trouble. I will not get in trouble.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
We'll have a safe word too.
Yes.
If it gets too intense.
Yes.
I think that I could just use one of those every once in a while to kick me into gear.
Sure.
And help me see my potential if I've started to plateau a little bit in terms of pushing myself.
Okay. Well, hey, come to my 6 a.m.s next week.
I'll be there.
Is it next week? Yeah, next week. I'm doing some.
I won't be there.
Oh, when are you in Nashville?
Next week.
When do you leave?
Sunday.
This
Sunday.
Really?
Yeah. You're gonna miss me.
Well, I am gonna miss you.
I know.
Is your full name Jessica? Oh, okay. Never mind. We'll talk about that.
yeah, it is. Go ahead. Why?
Because I was just gonna say Jessica.
Jessica.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you feel like we need to talk about?
Just thanks to Full Send for having us.
Do you know what's funny is
That's
last week.
we always do that.
Exactly. Like anything else to say? Like, yes. Just wanted to thank Full Send.
Them. Okay, here's my recommendation because I think we do this for a purpose and it's to give some insight into who this is for. And I loved the conversation. Isaac and Jeff had a little conversation after the class where they were talking about, honestly, the state of fitness in London and in Canada in general. Businesses are struggling, and I think it's really important. What I like the approach that you've taken is making sure there's a good fit. So what I will say is for CrossFit, if you're looking to be pushed, if you're looking for a sense of community, if you're into the higher intensity stuff and you want to feel a burn, because you will, and it will be uncomfortable for the first couple months there, but you'll be able to see a lot of strength progress. CrossFit's for you, and CrossFit Full Send is a great place to do that. Great facility, nice people, good community.
Yep. Yeah. And I would say, I haven't been to all the CrossFit gyms in London. But if you are looking for just a CrossFit gym in London, I would recommend Full Send as just getting a taste of their programming today. I really enjoyed it. Getting a taste of the coaching. Thought it was really solid. They definitely have, more of a macro vision of how their program runs. It's not so like, oh, well, what are we going to do today? Let's just do burpees and deadlifts. That's not the case. You can tell that things are actually planned out ahead of time. And it's really just it's a good CrossFit program.
And I did apologize for the stereotype that I played into about CrossFit. And I'd like to reiterate that. If you are somebody who has an idea of what CrossFit is, but you've never tried it, you're doing yourself a disservice by writing off a form of fitness that could be really good for you, that you could really enjoy. And I think a big part of why people are so polar on CrossFit is the people who are in it love it so much, talk about it so much, and enjoy it. And it's a shame that people are so upset to hear people speak passionately about their preferred method of fitness. Yeah. What a stupid thing for our society to be doing, to be knocking down people's preferred method of movement.
Exactly.
Why do you think you're better or worse? And maybe that's where it stems from, that perhaps there was a bit of a culture that, oh, we're better than you because CrossFit's so intense and it's all out, it's everything. But you have to decide what's best for you. And if you're enjoying it, that's what matters. There are such incredible athletes who do yoga, who do dance, who do Pilates. I'm pulling on the things that we've done, who do CrossFit. They're all athletes. Yeah. They're all masters in their own field, and love it or hate it, respect their game.
Yeah.
That's my mic drop moment.
I don't know if there's anything else I can say to that.
Excellent.
It's a perfect way to end it.
Great.
Cool. That's it. That's all.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye.
See you next time.